So does that fit well now you've ground it and drilled it?
It fits snugly, but I'm not going to force it.
So is that
I'm only testing because I need to drill out the rest, and it'll be difficult to drill with a rod stuck in it.
So let's have a look. Is it quite a clean hole that you've drilled or drilled out? Looks alright.
It's not bad.
So that now fits your 8mm rod as a push fit.
As a push fit, yeah.
Which is a great piece of design.
This is not very nice either. Could crack at any moment.
Hello, how's your soldering?
Well, I got the cube, if you can call it a cube. I need to work on my measurements.
The tower?
Really, yeah, it's more of a tower. It's a little bit wonky, so I need to come up with a better way of lining them up. Doing a layer at a time is fine, but trying to solder that one in the middle, that's pretty tricky. Next bit is then building the electronics. I've got a few more transistors than I thought I was going to need, because it turns out the chips I grabbed won't drive all the LEDs at the same time, so I need a load of transistors to keep up with the current.
Right, and what's that big rail?
I've got a power rail across the top because strip board kind of lets me do 2 pins easily and you cut a track between them, but the third pin means a whole lot of extra spacing or going above.
So is that what that drill bit's for?
The drill bit is for cutting the tracks.
Yeah.
Now that I've got most of the chips in place, I've got to just cut the tracks between them all and hope I don't cut the wrong ones.
Okay, cool. And then is this all going to mount on the same board?
Probably. I'm probably just going to glue this onto the side or something. I may well mount it underneath if I can find some standoffs.
And then that's going to use an Arduino or a shrimp?
It'll probably use a shrimp. I've got the start of one somewhere on a breadboard.
Cool, and this is a minimalist Arduino on a breadboard that costs about £10.
It is. Costs a bit less than that actually.
And you can see our channel for the Shrimping It workshop.
Going to drop the chip in, wire it in, and then just all the fun of programming it.
Super. And have you got any particular patterns or games or anything that's going to be programmed?
Not a clue. I'll probably start with doing the layers, doing rows and columns and stuff, then maybe do a chase all the way around or something and see how many I can get to.
Okay, cool.
I have ordered some bigger rubber washers, underneath the glass. I'd rather have rubber against the glass rather than.
Sounds very nice.
Pleasing. Yeah, that's right.
So you've not been doing the Imperial March?
No, I haven't really got around to it yet. It's quite good to play different noises. But.
So we have an in-progress Delta printer, which is called a
Cerberus.
Which is a 3-headed mythical beast.
Indeed.
Aptly named.
Very aptly named. But the original was an Imperial. Used Imperial extrusions, 1.5-inch extrusions, so I redesigned some of the parts to fit.
So they're slightly larger.
Much cheaper 40mm extrusions instead.
Right. And would it have meant getting the Imperial ones from the US?
It would.
So this has been.
You can get them on Amazon, but it's just ridiculous rates for getting 6 kilos of extrusions delivered from the States.
So you've basically made a UK version.
Tried to make a UK version, and which is kind of amusing because it's a lot easier to get all the bolts for it. Even the original one using Imperial extrusions used metric bolts, and they're a lot easier to get in the UK as well too.
Cool. So what's left to go? The arms, I guess. So tell us about these parts that the arms attach to.
So I've made some arms, but annoyingly they don't quite fit.
Due to that head.
Due to the head of the bolt sticking out, being in the way.
Okay, so
I've
another version.
3 versions of these so far, and I'm going to print hopefully another one.
Okay, and the arms are made of standard RC parts.
The arms are made of Traxxas rod ends and just some carbon fibre tube. So there's a 4mm grub screw threaded into the Traxxas rod end.
Okay.
And then it's glued into the rod.
Right.
On a jig to make sure they're all the same length.
Got you. And that's going to have 6 of those altogether, 2 on each head, as it were. Super. And the glass plate that's going to make up the print bed,
Oh, the glass plate was the glass from a spring form cake tin. That's good to 220 degrees C, so should be fine for any usage we want. For
wow, so was that already tempered glass?
Yeah, so it's tempered glass and nice and smooth around the edge.
And exactly the right size? Yeah. Or at least this is partially adjustable.
There were a significant number of different sizes to choose from on Amazon, so I just found the cheapest one that was on Amazon Prime so I could get it the next day. So.
Right, wow. And the hot end's going to be a J head?
Yeah,
eventually.
I've got a J head for 1.75mm filament, so I'll use that, I think.
And what sort of, does it have a normal extruder like any other 3D printer, or has it got its own special?
So I've got an existing air tripper Bowden extruder, which I might try using first of all.
Okay, so it's actually going to have a Bowden tube that runs from the head off to the chassis somewhere with a...
So that's going to go on there, and hopefully a push fit will fit in there.
I see, okay. So this is how
head will go on the bottom.
So where we've seen these videos of it changing heads with magnets sticking them on, then they're all Bowden tubes, so the extruders stay on the chassis.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to swap the whole thing over.
Yeah.
Right. And or we could put a pen in there and draw a nice picture.
Yes. So in fact I have printed a pen holder. Ready to draw pictures with a rubber band to make it hold the pen reasonably tight.
Okay, so how long do you think it'll be before it's completed and up and running?
Oh, it'll definitely be finished on Thursday. But I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now. But no, it's getting very close now. Otherwise I wouldn't have printed pen holders and
okay.
mounts. So
excellent, we'll come back for an update.
Yep, I look forward to it.
Alright, cheers.
Cheers.
Right, so we've got the new J head installed. And how's that going so far?
So far so good. It seems to be extruding without any jams.
So this is ABS?
This is for ABS, it's printing
at 230 degrees or so?
230 degrees, spot on.
So pretty much one of the first prints, I guess.
We've printed a few little key rings and bits and pieces before, but nothing significant.
Okay.
This is probably the biggest thing we've attempted so far.
And this print bed is just an IKEA tile with some ABS and acetone mix smeared on it?
That's right, just some ABS juice as they call it. Tiny bit of ABS, the acetone just dissolved it enough to make a small layer of plastic that this can print on happily.
So hopefully that'll stick. And what's the next plan for this printer? So we've got some belts or something to change out.
Once we're happy with the J head and it's working okay and we haven't got any slippage or anything like that, we're going to replace these belts and these index carriages as well with the GT 2.5 versions, which should give you a little bit more accuracy. The general consensus in the community is there will be a slight improvement in quality.
Right, so these are a 5mm pitch teeth basically on the belt.
Currently it's a 5mm pitch and we're looking at 2.5.
Okay.
Aluminium polys of course as well.
Yeah.
Not quite in the spirit of rep, but the general consensus is that they are a much better way to go.
Yeah, why not? They're off the shelf anyway.
Yeah.
As is studding. So that's no problem. And one end of this is broken as well, isn't it, on the
unfortunately,
carriage there? So we've just had one of the original Xbox parts.
This is actually a Prusa Mendel part.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we had to replace this whole X carriage with a Mendel variety of because of the way this extruder was. But yes, there is a bit of a break there. It's being held together by cable ties at the moment.
So as well as where the rod pushes in, because there's no proper clamp, so it's broken down there somewhere.
It's literally a case of those rods pushing in, rubber hammer just to bash them.
Yeah, right.
You can't always guarantee, of course, that's what measuring it intently, that it's always going to go too far.
Okay, so I guess it's working well enough though to print the replacement parts, hopefully in ABS.
We shall see.
And then it can repair itself in true rep-rap fashion.
That would be fantastic if so, yes.